Hello, this is the Nightline Podcast. My name's James Pikeway, and if you want to learn more about the program, please go to www.dubai1038.com or email us, nightline@dubai1038.ae. Enjoy the show.
Boom, boom, boom.
We will get more of those throughout the show. Unfortunately, Shahzad is
The originator
not
of Boom Boom Boom.
Yes, the originator of it, and we invite you all to record your boom boom booms on Twitter
In a
and send them
suitably
in.
Interesting style.
Yes, or Facebook, and send them all
Bangra,
in.
raga, anything is allowed.
Oh, he loves that. He loves that Bungra.
I don't, so the more things that I hate, please go
He
ahead.
loves the Bungra. So
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he's not here, but I know he's listening, and I know that he was listening at home, and as that intro went, he was doing it.
And we'll be doing it at every single intro in between.
How are you doing, Imtishant? Great to have you here.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
In case you're wondering what you're tuned into, and you could be listening on OSN channel 336, because we now are on that station on OSN. Did you know this?
I did not know this. How
It just
we're
happened
on
today.
TV?
It just happened today. All these cameras that you're seeing in here, very shortly they're going to be live, and not only
Shortly, as in not right now.
but apparently people can hear us. So and if give it a go. Although I had it on, and maybe it's coming on in the morning, but it's there. If you look behind you, OSN is on, and you can on that screen.
That is live.
There
That's
it is.
very live.
It says Nightline.
Although it is Premier League, and I don't think I'm playing football right now.
That's coming up next.
Ooh, okay, fair enough.
We're right Nightline.
So we are on TV and radio.
Yes.
That's a new world.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Simultaneously. And Elaine is, by the way, she's here. She's doing all the back end stuff for us. She's keeping this show rolling. If you want to get involved, it is Car Talk. We are talking cars. 4001 is the SMS number. 044231010 is our phone number. When it is safe to do so, by all means, do give us a call.
Speaking of safe to do so.
Safe. Yeah.
I'm just going to get something off my chest right off the bat.
Okay.
And it's about safe to do so. Because I'm driving on the highway on my way here at a legal speed.
What are you driving in? The Jeep?
Just the Jeep.
Okay.
The Jeep, because I've
Yeah.
not... Well, yeah.
Okay, let me interrupt you for just a second, because I was driving here in the Jeep. What were you listening to in your Jeep?
Podcasts and talk radio.
Awesome.
And then when I'm not listening, of course, I'm listening to 103.8, of course.
Yeah, I was listening to Dire Straits, Money Ain't For Nothing.
Is that the version of Money for Nothing?
I want my MTV. You know that one?
We're shedding listeners by the bushel.
If you're
load.
driving in a Jeep without windows,
You need as much music as you can.
That
possibly.
is the song to be playing on Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road as you're passing Global Village. It turns heads.
So not Mozart's 7th Concerto then isn't the one.
No.
I'm not sure if he even has a 7th Concerto.
Get yours off your chest now.
So I'm driving along and I'm passing people because I'm driving under the speed limit. But I do that
Like
thing.
120?
120. Because you don't want to have the fuel economy in a Jeep and you go 140. So you're
I don't even know if mine does 140. Does it do 140?
in theory, like a lot of things in theory. And I'm passing people. I do the same thing a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Because
You
I'm in a
wave?
high vehicle. I look over and see what people are doing in their cars as I drive past.
Uh-oh.
And you know what they're all doing? They're looking at their phones.
Yeah.
They're all driving at 120
Yeah.
and they're looking to the right, always to the right because left-hand drive country, and they're looking at their phones.
Yeah.
And how at 120 they got one eye on the road, hopefully,
No.
but most likely 2 eyes on their phones. Get out of your phones, people.
Yeah.
You're driving a vehicle. You're operating a dangerous instrument.
You know what? I've been guilty of doing that. I don't do it any longer. I wasn't in an accident or anything, but I did see this ad the other day. And I'm sure I posted it up on Facebook. And it was one of those ads that I just went, you know what? And it was a fast forward ad. So it had a picture of this woman getting into her car, and she's got her boy in the back seat, and she's young, our age, and she's got some tunes playing, and then her phone rings, and it's an old Nokia brick. So she answers, and all you see is her looking over to the phone. Next frame, she's about 10 years older, and she's a little bit disheveled, but she's driving the car, and then when she looks in the back mirror, the boy is in the back seat, but he's still the same age.
Yeah.
Next frame, she's another 10 years older, and a song comes on the radio. Tear goes down her eye. Boy's still in the back seat, the same age. Final one, she's like 70, driving. That exact song at the opening credits comes on. She breaks down. And it's
And
because
it
she went
just
to the
makes you
phone.
think, doesn't it?
Why?
The number of people who have been in accidents
Yeah.
and they're just distracted. And you think of all the reasons it's hard enough to operate
Yeah.
a car. It's going to be raining soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be raining. Do you really need to be looking at your phone as
Yeah.
well?
You know
I mean, I do it, but I do it when I'm stopped at a traffic light and it's safe
You know,
to do so.
that's illegal as well. You shouldn't be doing
Exactly.
that. It's totally
But I'm as
illegal.
guilty as anybody
Yeah.
else. You think, okay, you've got a minute, you'll check your Facebook,
Yeah.
you'll check your WhatsApp, but then what do you miss? You miss when the light turns green. You
Yep.
miss if somebody walks in front of your
Yep.
car, and then the light turns green, you stomp on the gas, you could run somebody over.
Yeah.
So stop doing
Just stop it. Just stop it. There's nothing that important. I've had students who've almost died, and they tell me the stories, and they say to this day they now put their phones in their purse in the boot of the car. If it rings,
Wow.
they don't. They said, I want no temptation. If I have to get an answer, I'll get out. Nothing is that important that you have
That's
to answer the phone.
absolutely true.
Nothing.
You know, we need to nag this point because a lot of
Yeah.
people think that they're invincible, and you don't want to find out the hard
Yeah.
way that you're not.
Hey, you know what? We'd love to hear your stories about what's woken you up to not using your phone when you're driving throughout the show. We'd love to hear that. But while we're talking about cars, what have you been driving this week? Anything fun?
Well, obviously last week we crossed over from the Ford Ranger
Yeah.
to the Ford Figo.
Yes.
And Shazad's got the Lincoln MKX.
Does he like it?
I don't know. I haven't been in it actually, so I have no idea if it's any good. It went back this morning, and we are obviously looking at things at the Volvo V40 and so on. But the Figo is really impressive little car. Really impressive.
Yeah.
Complete pandemonium in the studio because there are lots of hand washers. Well,
No, keep talking. There's pandemonium in the studio because Elaine said we got a call, but it's not coming live here. So
let us try again. So.
Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go.
We're crossing over live.
Yeah, let's cross over live. Let's go to the phone. Hold your thought about the Figo. People are already calling in. Let's see who we got. Good evening. Welcome to Nightline and Car Talk.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to the program.
Hi, my name is Gopi. How are you, sir?
Hey, we're doing well, Gopi. How are you?
Good. Sir, just I want to know whether you are performing a chelation therapy. What happened?
We like to think that we perform a therapy service of sorts on your drive home. We do provide lots of entertainment and interesting facts about cars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what we do.
But apart from that,
Hello?
hello.
I don't know what's happened there.
I have no idea.
We seem to have lost him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try and get him back. Thank you, Elaine. See if you can find him again. We'll get him back in. Anyway.
On that note, yeah, therapy, cars.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had a friend the other week who bought a Jeep Cherokee SRT8. That's the grand one. That's the big one.
Yeah.
He got a screaming good deal on it, and he said, I quote, "It can cure depression."
Well, there you go. There you go.
That is when a car is so good that it makes you think it can cure depression. It can't actually cure depression, not a legal tagline.
Yeah.
But it is a car that he has to drive to Dubai and Abu Dhabi and back every day.
So
And
he
it just
feels good about it.
You know what? It's got all the toys, got all the features, got the cruise control. You know, he's got the panoramic sunroof so you can watch the raindrops pooling on top of the car.
Go.
These little things make you happy. And you know what? It's better than looking at your phone. Much better than looking at your phone and safer.
You know what? We got texts coming through as well, and we got folks who are coming through. So we'll see if we can't get them on the line shortly. I'm looking forward to the Lincoln review next week with Shazad.
It's supposed to have a really funky new system, I think, by Revel audio system. You know me, I'm big into my audio system,
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to it. The last few Lincolns I've driven have all the THX certified systems,
Yeah.
which means George Lucas developed THX, also the name of his first movie, if you're
Yeah.
curious. But they really have a good reputation for sound. Now, for example, I was driving a Volvo V40, and it has an okay sound system, but
Yeah.
you know what it had that I really, really liked?
What?
An equalizer that worked. So you can completely change the definition of the sound, and you know what? If you get it right,
Yeah.
it sounds really nice. If you get it wrong, of course, it sounds horrible. But for the first time, it's not just bass, treble,
Yeah.
and that's it.
You got the whole.
You got the
shebang.
whole tweakability of that car in that.
I think 99% of people are just happy to have the presets.
You know, the number of press cars I get, we get a lot of press cars, and sound is one of my things. A number of people get into a car.
Mine are
and
cup holders.
Well, yeah, you need a lot of cups, but
Yeah.
you also have all these flasks and jugs.
Yeah.
But people just get in. They think the idea of good sound is crank up the sound, crank up the bass, crank up the treble, and there you go. You've got good sound.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, there we go. So you're looking forward to giving the sound a
Looking
spin.
forward to giving a good workout.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to that. We got lots of SMSs coming in. We got phone calls coming in. This is Car Talk. Motoring Middle East is here, and we are talking cars. If you want to get involved in the conversation, by all means, this is how you can do it. Imtishan joining us from Motoring Middle East. Oh, hold on, we forgot to do it. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, you didn't, so it's been done.
It's been done, yeah. and Shazad has texted through on what I think is the mobile messaging app, which is
Well
very
done.
nice. Well done. And he is, say, crank up the bass for the Bangra.
I think you mean Bangra, but okay.
Yeah, well, no, I think he means Bangra.
Oh, well, Bangra. Bangra it is. And then Bangra is something else he listens to as well.
Yeah, he listens to a lot of things. Here's a great one. It says, "Hi guys, I have a Hyundai Santa Fe 2016 year model, and I recently installed the K&N air intake. Is this legal by RTA, or do I need to install, or requires a special approval from Garish?"
Okay, well, good question, Garish. A lot of people install air intakes. I have one installed myself. And the answer is it legal? No.
No.
Never has been and never will be. Anything that doesn't come officially with your engine when it was brand new is not stock and therefore not allowed.
What is a K&N air
K&N is
intake?
the name of a company, like
it's a
Sony
company,
or Toyota or
so
whatever.
it's just a new air intake
K&N
system?
is probably one of the best known company in the world for air intake. So what they do is they make, that pipe that goes from the box into
Yes.
your engine, and air is very important because more air means bigger
Yeah.
bangs, means the computer goes, oh wow, you got more power. That's the theory. In reality, does that happen? Not so much. I mean, look, K&N is a pretty good company, and I'm sure they're legitimate when they say that the car makes 5-10 more horsepower. 5-10 more horsepower is not noticeable.
Okay, here's my question. So when Garish
I mean, it makes a different noise.
When
That's
he's
all
going to
it
get his car, inspected, is that going to show up? Are they going
This
to
is
look
where
at...
things get tricky. I've never heard of anybody ever being bothered about air intake
Okay.
because it's so minor. But this is not legal advice. Technically, it's
Yeah.
illegal, but it's very, very unlikely that they're going to stop you for air intake. Now, if you throw a supercharger on there, yeah, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But an air intake, they're probably saying, okay.
Okay.
But be aware, if they're in a foul mood, they can pull you up on that and tell you to go and keep the original one because it's not a big job to go and swap it.
Yeah,
But
okay.
technically, I don't think you'll ever have a problem.
Ian, the Skoda guy, joining in saying, hey, Tom Urquhart this morning on the agenda was also talking about driving with Dr. Arshad, and it was spot on with his views, so you might want to go and listen to those podcasts.
That'd be a great
Mr.
idea.
Mr.
I hope that
Urquhart.
view agreed with my view, which was,
Yeah.
be
And
careful.
by the way, that's Ian, the Skoda guy, but Tom Urquhart, the agenda, awesome show. 9 o'clock, you got to tune into Tom. He is spot on. Doesn't know his insects very well, confuses crickets and grasshoppers. Go and check that out on Twitter. He was at a cricket match saying, hey, there's a cricket in the grass. Turned out to be a grasshopper, but hey, you know what? Can't foul a
They're
guy for
all
that.
insects with large legs.
That's exactly. Faraz, we were talking about mobile phones at the very onset of
How
the show.
dangerous they are.
Yes. Just don't look at them. They are a menace because they go bing, 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 and you want to know. Don't even go with the Bluetooth in. I don't like any of that stuff. It worries me because you get distracted.
If you have to answer a call, yes, use the Bluetooth
pull
systems
over.
that are in your
pull
car.
over. Don't even talk. Just pull over.
It is the safest thing.
Yeah. Pull over. Let someone else talk. The Fraz is going, a former employee of the same organization as myself picked up his phone from the passenger seat. The car veered off slightly into the other lane. He corrected the steering wheel, but his SUV overturned. He had recently got married. He is now quadriplegic.
Wow, what a sad
So,
story.
it's
But
very
it's so
sad.
easy for that to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
So easy. A moment's lack of concentration. You know what? It's just not worth it. Keep both eyes on the road.
Yeah. Ali's come through and he says, hey guys, I own a 2012 Golf GTI which has done over 250,000 kilometers and is still running strong. Nice.
I mean, yeah, well done.
That's great.
Also, where have you gone?
Yeah.
200,000 kilometers. I hope you're not going to the barber shop a lot. Where are you going?
That's amazing. I've always serviced my car with the dealer, reliable but very, very pricey. So I'd like to explore the option of getting my car serviced outside with a garage which specializes in GTIs. Any ideas, Imtishan?
That's a good question because I'm not sure of too many shops that VAG specialists. You can check with Auto House. I think they're closer to DIP and they're an option. Or our favorites, which is Rage Performance Garage. They'll deal with all your regular stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always wary of specialists out here. Not that any of the specialists I named are having issues, but if only because they look at your car, you come out of the dealer and you think, okay, I'm going to get so much money back now. And in reality, look at your car and go, I had a good friend who went to a dealer and dealer gave him a huge quote. And he's like, wow, I'm going to go to a specialist. He went to a specialist. Specialist gave him a bigger quote.
Yeah.
So then the dealer is the best person to understand your car.
Yep.
They had the full service history, and it can only be good for you. A specialist may not necessarily save you money. So, caveat emptor.
I know I recommend a lot of people to go and visit Sam over at Rage. I've had good.
He'll give you at least honest feedback.
Well, and this is the thing. I recommended a friend. I said, you know what, go check this out. Go check him out. Go have a chat. And he did, and he showed him his car, and Sam was honest and says, you know what, I can't do that repair. The repair you need, can't do it. You're better off not coming to me.
That's a kind of a rarity, not just from Sam or anybody, but most people are here, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
No trouble. And you know how it goes, and I've done a lot of garages out here. Right, so you take them in, and this is any independent or any garage anywhere in Dubai.
Yeah.
First time, things are great. You know what you recommend to your friends. Second time, things not so great.
Yep.
Third time, you're screaming blue murder, you can't get your car back, everything's a mess.
Yep.
You'll swear you'll never go to them again. You find another garage, the process repeats.
Yeah. You know what? I've been through several garages. I'm still with Rage, happy with them. And here's a little one. Because my car is in there again. 210,000 kilometers on the old Jeep. Just little things. But
Cheaper than buying a new car.
cheaper than buying a new car. I keep saying that. And I was on the phone with Sam yesterday, and I got cut off. Instantly calls me back, apologized, and said, "Look, I'm really sorry for cutting you off. Total accident. That's a really bad service. I should, I got to make sure that I'm in a place where I can talk to you and explain things to you." And I thought, man, this guy's apologizing to me. I might have cut him off, actually.
Well, you are a bit rude on occasion.
Hey.
But nobody's denying it. So at the end of the day, I think you take your chances with the GTI as well. I mean, you're 250K. You don't really have to go back to the dealer anymore. I mean, investigate, but take your time. If you're not happy, you might end up finding yourself back at the dealer.
Yeah.
Because they've looked after your car and you haven't had any problems, unexpected big bills. I'm assuming this, touch on wood, for all I know you've had huge bills, but
if you're, it's a little pricey, but you're getting that great reliable service.
you don't have to make a second trip, because there's nothing worse than having to make that, you haven't fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need that. So.
I mean, regular servicing, sure. You might be, you know what, I've seen it as the strangest things. I've seen people going to petrol sheds with Bentleys, I mean, oil changes, sure, I think you're good for the most part, but for the major service or the big periodic services, go back to the dealer.
Yeah.
You know what, they know what they're doing.
Exactly. Faraz has come through. He loves Tom's show as well. Tom's a great guy. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, 3/4 of this studio, we all share the same hairstylists, which is Julian's down. It's funny. I go in there the other day and they start rhyming off. Oh, you know what? Who comes here? And they're going through all of the presenters are using different barbers in this one particular shop, unbeknownst to all of us.
Unbeknownst.
Yes. Except of course Mark Lloyd and myself, because we do share the same guy, and that's why we have such awesome hair.
Well, it is a bit Samson-esque.
Yeah.
In that if you ever cut that hair, I don't know what ever would become of you.
I don't think I'm cutting it ever again.
No, neither am I. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I got a question. We talked last week about the Ford Figaro. What do you think?
Nicely done. Nicely done.
What do you think about the Chevy Spark?
It's a nice little car.
I've never been in one.
It's a more expensive car.
Really?
Yeah, it is more expensive.
It's the same size though.
It's a little bit more expensive than the Figo, because the Figo is made in India and it's pretty budget car.
No, and am I correct? Last week when we were talking the Ford Figo, it was the manual transmission 4-door still goes for like 37-ish.
36,900. So I think yes,
36,900.
that is one of the cheapest manual cars, and Ford do have them in stock. I mean,
that's phenomenal.
Keeping in mind they target them at like delivery guys.
But you know what? I was mentioning it to my wife, and I was saying, I got into this one that was a little bit more expensive because it was like 39 or something.
Yeah.
And I said, Shazad was driving it. He had the seat in his mode. I got in the back seat and I was comfortable. She's going, we got to go take a look at one of those. Like instantly, she's going, are they nice color? I'm going, beautiful. And she goes, and I said, the front end of it looks phenomenal. You don't think...
Isn't it nice? I mean, 37,000, I think most people listening to the show can afford that. Cash, cash. And you think, and you can finance it if you want to.
Oh, I was thinking, what if I trade in my Jeep?
You want a free car?
What am I getting with a trade-in? Well, that is, I'm serious. I'm thinking,
Yeah, you might actually work up, drive on one car, drive out with another one. That might be the ultimate deal.
I'll have to obviously put some cash in, but I'm still thinking.
I'm not so sure, because the old Jeep's in pretty good nick, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I keep getting it fixed, so...
There you go. A fully functional vehicle. That's not a bad idea. But there's something to be said for small, cheap cars that are fun to chuck about.
Affordable. Let's say affordable. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap car. It's an affordable car.
But what if it isn't expensive?
Then it's inexpensive. It's not cheap.
What is the stigma against saying the word cheap?
Cheap is like something that is, it's the difference between a Bic pen and a Parker. the Bic pen's a cheap pen. You know, it's gonna deteriorate after a little bit. A nice, good,
I think a Parker runs out of ink eventually.
But it's not cheap. It's fine quality craftsmanship.
Well, isn't that the problem, James? That
just like this radio
wants to
show. Fine quality craftsmanship.
Craftsmanship ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. But isn't that the problem that everybody wants the best?
Yeah.
They want the best car, and you think, well, that just leads you into a Rolls Royce. And what are you going to do until you get your Rolls Royce?
That's why I was wondering about the Chevy, the Spark, because
it's a nice little car.
And they're kind of cool. I see a few of them on the road.
They are great. I mean, they are great value. They got all. The one thing Chevy has over the Ford is an inexpensive car for, shall we say, budget motoring.
Yeah.
But the Spark is actually like a user chooser. They want people to buy those cars, and they have a lot of kit and toys. I think they get the new miling system. It's all there. They got screens. You
won't
all
believe
that.
this. I am a soothsayer now. Soothsayer. Read your Hamlet, my friend. Shakespeare. Guess who is getting a Spark next week?
Oh, good Lord.
Mr. Shazad Sheikh.
Ah, compadre.
He is getting a Spark next week.
Well, that's convenient.
See? Isn't that convenient? This is like the best show in the world.
You're just texting him on the side.
This is like the best show in the world. First we get to
I believe the Spark when I see it.
This would be great.
I think actually it will be a great little car. I'm looking. Small cars should be the funnest cars because you can throw them around, you can thrash them. Yeah. You know, no matter what you do, you get spectacular fuel economy.
See, you
what's the problem with small cars?
You know what I'm driving around right now? Borrowed a car, a 500C, and
what is a 500C?
500C is the Fiat.
Oh, okay, the convertible.
With the convertible.
That car will suit you to a T.
I gotta tell you. It took about 10 minutes to get used to that gearbox because it's got that pseudo standard transmission thing going down where you accelerate and then you let off the gas and then put it back on and it changes.
That's because it is a manual transmission.
But you know what? I love that car.
I'm not a huge fan of that gearbox, but you learn to live with it.
You learn to love it. I hated it for 5 minutes and then I went, I love this car.
It's got so much personality.
It hugs me when I get in. It looks at me. It's like it says, "Hi, James. I love you."
I still think that Fiat should send it as a manual, but nobody would buy it here.
Yeah.
It's a fashion thing. But they make, which we done a review of that actually on Motoring Middle East or motoringme.com, of the Twin Air, which is a 2-cylinder, 600. I think Shazad will now correct me on this, but it's a very small motor with a manual. Apparently, it is a fantastic little thing to drive.
Wow.
Punchy. 2 cylinders. Apparently, all you need. All you need.
Air conditioning. Got air conditioning too.
It's got all of that. But
2 cylinders.
The thing about
how big are these cylinders?
Not much. Not much. But at the end of the day, small, fun car. I mean, what is the problem, people? You don't need a giant V8 5 whatever beast to go down.
What does that even mean? This is the other thing. I was sitting behind an Audi today, and it was a 2-liter engine. I'm going 2-liter. What? And then I'm going, okay.
How do you know it's a 2-liter?
That's what I'm wondering. Well, it said 2.0.
Did it say 20 TFSI? Or did it say 2.0?
No, 2.0.
Oh, then it actually edgy because now Audi has a new system, and it is so fun because we were in their offices today. We are doing our awards. We're giving out awards to people.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Well, I've just said who got an award.
Cat out of the bag.
Some bad cat action has happened. Yeah. But let's just say somebody won an award, and it rhymes with howdy. But we were trying to explain the new numerical naming system, and if Shazad is listening...
He's already got problems with trying to figure out the numbers of the Mercedes and the
I understand
BMWs,
the motivation because...
Lexus.
They're downsizing their engines from big V6s to 4 cylinders to turbo 4 cylinders.
I still don't understand what these liter things mean.
What, liters?
Yeah, when they say it's a 2-liter engine. I just don't get it. 2 liters of what? 2 liters of oil? 2 liters of exhaust?
I would imagine petrol.
2 liters of petrol? I don't know. 2 liters... What? But 2 liters... it's got a 4.8-liter engine. What does that mean?
Well, that's 4,800 cc of capacity. That's the number... The cylinders, that's the volume of the cylinders.
Right.
I mean, this is not rocket science.
Okay. Yeah, I'm only a PhD in philosophy.
You know, seriously, sometimes I wonder about you. That PhD was from University of low repute.
Hey, it's the University of Montreal, my friend. These are fighting words. Yeah. You owe me 10 burpees. Okay.
It's going to kill me.
Motoring Middle East is in the house. We're talking cars. Lots of texts coming through. We want to hear from you. This is how you can get involved in the program. There you go. go. And Shahzad just did it at his place as he's listening. Hey, my brother's listening in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada.
Hello, Peterborough.
Yeah.
Coming at you from Dubai.
Coming at you, Jason. So he's out there. He's listening. He's probably out in
He's
his...
Jason Pikeway?
Yeah, that's it.
James, Jason. What if a J theme was there?
Yeah, it was a J theme.
Is there a
going.
Janet in there?
No, but there probably would have been. Ali's going to go have a chat with Sam over at Rage. And this is the GTI guy. And he says, you know what? There's no major problems with the car. Big issue, I just like to drive. So that's why there's so much mileage. You get in,
Well,
and you just like to drive.
Why not keep the car?
Yeah.
Why not keep the... Oh, he actually doesn't want to say it. Sorry. Keep the car. Run the mileage in.
That's what he's going to do. He's going to go...
I mean, you are probably not going to get more than 50k for it now, so you might as well just keep going
Yeah.
and see where you end up.
We were talking about the Figo, and Shahzad's come back, and he says starting price $38,950. The trend trim is available at $49,500. That's the one I had. Just a great...
You know what? 38,950. That's the one for me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Easy.
Easy.
Man.
Can't go wrong with that. And a
Yeah.
manual.
Well, that's the thing. I even said to my son, I said, man, you're going to be getting your driver's license. No, nothing better than drive around in this thing.
And you can't break those cars. Actually, I take that back. I've seen your kids. I've seen your kids.
You'll give it a run for its money.
You might rip the stick off.
Yeah. Here's another one that's coming from Fraz saying, what is a cheap, decent, less problem-prone classic car I can buy in Dubai? 40,000 dirham budget, less power, manual. I'm flexible.
We've got it. Figo or
no, well, you forget about the classic. For 40,000, you can get exactly 38,950. You've got a Ford Figo, 49,500.
You can't go wrong with a brand new car.
38,950 Ford Figo.
If he's
Boom.
looking for a classic,
we got it. We've got it.
We've got it. It's a Beetle.
It's the Volkswagen Beetle.
Get a Beetle. You can find them all day long
20
for
grand.
Between 20 and 25k to get a new
Yeah.
one. What? With
A new
air
old one.
conditioning.
I saw that one with factory air conditioning.
Yeah, they're not expensive.
Factory
Repairs
air.
on Beetles are whole new body shells aren't that expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably pound for pound the best budget classic car. When I say classic car, I mean you probably get one that's made in the 90s, so it's not even that old, but it looks classic.
But it makes you feel good. Air-cooled engine. When you get into that thing, it sounds...
You can get ones with radiators.
Why would you do that?
If you want to ride in the summer. But to be honest, they run fine out here.
Yeah.
We have friends who run them all summer long.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You'd never look cooler than a Beetle.
Yeah. Fraz, of course, is saying, guys, you know that the leader is the displacement of all the cylinders. Like, you know this, dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of us did,
one of us
and
did.
one of us didn't. I leave it to you,
Yeah,
listeners.
you figure out which one is Shahzad. Fiat 500, 2-cylinder, 0.9 liter.
He just copied and pasted from the website.
Yeah, 2-cylinder, 0.9 liter.
You know, 100 horsepower from 105
yeah,
for a
you can get-
0.9 liters.
Turbo. You can get the twin air turbo for... Can you imagine?
I can imagine. I would love to drive that car. If I ever go to Italy again, I think I should ask the guys from FCA to hook me up with one of these, because you know what? I want to drive a 1-liter 2-cylinder turbo, because it's just such an odd configuration of engine. Can you imagine what it'll sound like? Like a bumblebee.
It's going to sound like a dentist drill. Yeah, a dentist drill.
Well, Shahzad's driven it, the lucky sod. So I wonder what it's like.
Ali's come back, says, Imtishan, my sister-in-law has recently got her driver's license and is looking for a budget hatchback in the range of 50,000 dirhams. Yaris, Kia, Rio, Hyundai Accent, Mazda 2, Nissan Micra, all cars we've looked at. Any particular model we've missed out on? Which car would you recommend?
In this particular group of cars,
Yaris, Rio,
Mazda 2 stands out right away. Mazda 2 is the one to get. 57k for a fully loaded one, early 50s for a cheaper one.
Are you sure not the Yaris? The Yaris is nice too, though.
It's nice, but the Mazda 2 feels like a class up.
You know, I think you get more bang for your dirham
Just
with the Mazda 2.
sit in it, because the interior is spectacular. For the price, you'll be like, I haven't bought a cheap car.
No, hold on. What Peugeots?
Inexpensive
Peugeots. What about the Peugeots?
They're all right, but nothing compares to Mazda 2. I mean, it is the class leader. It is the segment leader, one might say. So yeah, that's I should say the same thing, but twice. But you get the idea. It is a really adorable car. It's great to drive, good value.
Now, have they missed anything here? I mean, we've
tons of cars. I mean, everybody. Again, the aforementioned Figo, Nissan makes the Micra, the Sunny, if you want a 4-door saloon. Honda makes the City. That's also a nice car.
The City's nice, and that's
a nice
brand
car.
new.
I'm not
updated.
a gigantic fan of CVTs, but you know what? it is what it is. And
Yeah.
otherwise, other than that, it's actually not a very offensive CVT. It's a nice little car.
Yeah.
It's probably the best car Honda makes, which makes me cry to say.
It's sad, isn't it? But it
It is a sorted little car. But
I like, and that's
it's
does it only come in the saloon model? Because I
believe it only comes in
or
saloon.
that
Because the Jazz is the hatchback,
Oh,
and they
right.
don't bring the Jazz anymore.
Right.
Jazz is dead.
So the
not
city-
here, not anywhere
yeah.
else, but just here.
But the city to have that funky saloon, which it's funky looking. I like
It's
it.
a really spacious, well thought out,
Yeah.
smart car, and it's just criminal that that's the
Honda.
best car Honda can do
It's a
now.
Honda though, man. That's a good badge. That's
Yeah, but I'm gonna say, you know
You
what?
still think the
Mazda
Mazda?
2, Mazda 2, Mazda 2.
Really?
Drive it and see. You'll see the difference.
all right. Okay. There you go, Ali. Go check that Mazda 2 is where it's all coming
You
in.
got a lot of cars to look at,
Yeah.
and right now you can do some really hard deals. So go in
Oh,
and
yeah,
push.
there's-
I mean, for the thing you'd probably thinking, okay, I can get a fully loaded Korean, but you know what? You might actually get a fully loaded Japanese car.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking right now, the ball is in your court, the money is in your pocket. Don't let it out in a hurry.
Yeah. Shazad's also coming through Mazda 2 all the way. He's also with
You
the
can't
Mazda
go wrong
2.
with the Mazda 2.
If you're looking back to the question of the affordable classic, Shazad's come back and it says also the Fox Body Mustang for the guy looking for that.
Okay, so that's actually not a car that's here, but something I spotted on the internet today. There was a Fox Body Mustang on bringertrailer.com.
What
One of
does
my
that
favorite.
even mean? Fox Body? Is that just a design? Is
Yes,
that, is
I
that
should
the
have
old
clicked
square
that.
one?
That is the square one from the late 80s and the early 90s, so just before the one they got curvy again. So basically the same shape they had through most of the 80s, but the last gen, so the most well sorted. We saw one for about $5,500. It's only got
That's it?
33,000 miles. It was a mint
$5,500?
manual, 5-liter V8,
liter.
225 horsepower. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's 500.
Those cars don't weigh anything. They were just like
Well, exactly,
sleds.
it's 5 liters of 80s horsepower. And you know what? It was even a nice color. I would buy those cars. You pick them up in the US all
They
day
look.
long.
They just are so
Between 5
unassuming.
and you know what though? They're seriously quick because
Yeah.
the mods and the stuff you can buy to make them fast, which not that I should recommend you. Okay, go ahead, just do it. You're going to. The Mustang is the most tweakable car on the planet. So get a Fox Body, and you know what? You'll be so cool. You'll be so cool because those cars have come back around from being naff to being vanilla ice to being cool again.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think of? We talk a lot about Land Cruisers. What about the Prado, the Prado Land Cruisers? We never talk about the Prado.
I'm nothing wrong with them. They're good cars. They're a little bit forgotten now, which is a bit of a shame.
I see a couple of them on the road. I see people driving them, but I never see the ads for them. I never see people talking
I think
about
that's
them.
a bit of a victim of the dealer mentality because the dealers, well, they promoted them 5 or 6 years ago when they came out, but that's it. It's done. It's out there. And that's a bread and butter car for Toyota.
Yeah.
But I think the shape change threw a lot of people off because it got a little bit more, it looks a bit like an amphibious vehicle. It's got a
Yeah.
bit of a high-waisted look. So the old car had a very classic design. I think it was designed in France, actually, by the ED studio, whereas the new one was a Japanese update. And I don't think the looks was, although it was a much better car. They updated the interior, they updated all the toys, and it's pretty good value. But it is a bit of a forgotten car on the segment because I think it's a victim of its father's success, not grandfather's. Because the old Prado, and you know this, was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody had one. I had one.
Yeah.
Everybody had one in Dubai. It was one of the most popular SUVs.
Yeah.
And then it was just the new one could not hope to match that popularity. Just could. Nothing wrong with it. It's much the same car. But yeah, great car though. Great car and great off-road. One of the last true off-roaders you can take out of the showroom, go straight into the desert.
the Prado.
Yep.
So I mean,
Bulletproof car, overbuilt.
Is it
overbuilt?
Is it the price point of them that is an issue?
I think here's the problem with the Prado right now, in that it's a good car, but it's a fundamentally a Toyota for all that means, all that entails. So lots of good quality fittings, furnishings, and so on in the car. However, what it doesn't have is all the newest toys, because the Japanese are a bit slow to stuff them into their car. So for 150, you're thinking, okay, I can get a V6 Prado, sort of bottom of the range, cloth seats, 6-speaker stereo, and so on and so forth. A sunroof maybe. And then you pop over to, down the shore to the Jeep showroom, and they're running a special right now on Grand Cherokee, and that's 160. After that, you got a honking great 5.7 liter V8, navigation, leather, and suddenly that Prado is not looking so good. And the Grand Cherokee will go everywhere that the Prado will. And then you think, okay, for a little bit more, 180, 90, wow, I can get into a Patrol. So then things are really, you see the competition. If you look around a little bit more in either direction, you get a lot more options. And then the crossovers are so if you go to Ford, the Explorer is a much bigger car for 150. Granted, it won't go off-road as well, but who cares? So that's the problem with the Prado. The competition got a lot better.
Okay, well, there we go. We got lots more to talk about, and that is the world, according to him, to Sean. If you want to get involved...
Also known as GARP, but yes. Literary
That's
joke.
A great movie.
Yeah.
Here's how you can get involved in the program. Imtishan is here from Motoring Middle East. That's motoringme.com. And Elaine made the mistake of showing me that I can actually talk to her in the next room from the board. So now I'm going to be able to do that because if I push this little button, I can talk to Elaine. This is great.
He's been going crazy, listeners.
So
He's yelling at people.
Alia's come back and he said that his sister loves the Mazda 2. Absolutely is in love with it because of its drop-dead looks, kind of like you and I.
Naturally.
The Figo has an attractive price tag, but she isn't keen on the Honda City. It looks dated, kind of old, kind of run down, kind of like something that's
rolling tumbleweeds.
Yeah, that's it. And he says, hey, thanks a lot once again. Much appreciated for your views.
I'm still saying Mazda 2. I mean, once you drive that car, you're going to be smitten. I love Mazdas. I love the way they drive. I love the special feeling they have. It's not just another car. That's Mazda for you.
I just wonder about the Fiat maybe and a Peugeot.
Much more expensive cars. The Peugeot will be cheap enough. But I'm thinking if you can get a Japanese engineered Mazda 2, choice is clear.
Okay. Juhaj wants to know, he says, good evening, gents. What is your experience... Gent, yeah. What is your experience with extended warranty programs, for example, Delta, for 5 years or older cars?
I'm running extended warranty right now, but mine comes directly from the manufacturer because I just ran out the clock on my Jeep warranty, which is 60K, and I'm already 64 in just 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we drive a lot with MME. And I extended the warranty as well because it's just a sensible thing to do. Why wouldn't you have more coverage?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a car that's not as common as other people, then it just makes sense to do it. I mean, sometimes the extended warranty cost can get very expensive. But if it's for a sort of a humdrum normal car, especially if you're driving a lot and racking up the miles, sure. If you don't drive a lot, then it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You might as well run out the clock instead.
Okay.
But generally, extended warranties. There's a differentiation, though, I should point out, between the kinds of warranty you get from a dealer, the kind of warranty you get from a manufacturer, and the kind of warranty you get from a third party. Do you want me to go into that very quickly?
Yeah.
Okay. So from a third party, let's go backwards. Third party, like Gulf Warranties or any other company of that style, you can go there and say, I want an extended warranty. Or what that happens is, we have a problem, we have an issue, you go to your dealer will then send the car to Gulf Warranties. Gulf Warranty it's like insurance.
Right.
They'll go, they'll okay it, and they'll say back. Adds a layer of faff, as I like to say.
Yeah.
However, the warranty is good, and they don't cover everything. They cover, obviously, for consumables like tires, batteries, and that sort of thing. But they cover most things. It won't be bumper to bumper. Then, next we go to the dealer warranty, and again, the dealer will cover a lot of items. So sometimes these extended warranties, and they're from dealers. So the dealer is responsible. They'll replace at their cost any parts, and they can't claim it back from the manufacturer. So from their perspective, they bear the cost. So they might be a little less keen to replace things quickly.
Yeah.
Now, if you get to a dealer, a manufacturer, so for example, say a Toyota or a Mazda or a Chevrolet, if they extend the warranty, that's the best warranty because it's bumper to bumper typically, and it covers everything except wear and tear parts. And in a manufacturer's case, when they replace stuff, they got no issue. They'll replace stuff straight away because they want to keep your goodwill. They want to see you as a customer happy. And you know what? That is the best warranty because there's just no hassles. You know what? Speedometer shaking, lights coming on and off, go straight to the dealer, and they'll just invoice the manufacturer. The manufacturer will do it on the spot. So that's the best warranty.
There we go. Faraz has come back, says, is Mazda even a question against the Yaris and City? The Figo, though, so tempting.
Go give it a drive. Give it a drive.
I see, there's a lot of love for the Figo.
Yeah. There is a lot of Figo, and the Figo is a good little car.
Yeah.
I don't see a huge amount on the roads yet.
I like the name. Figo, Figo, Ricola, Figo. See, they work together. If I could have another son, I'd name him Figo. Hey, Figo.
You can have another son.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, but
do I want to? That's
the question. That's the question. Have you seen university fees lately?
Yeah, exactly. I'm living through those university fees, my friend.
The joys of children.
Hey, and Shazad, he's not here, but he's tirelessly mentioning that, you guys do have your awards going.
Yes, we do. And you can win a very unique, one-of-one handmade trophy.
From East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast Customs have
Customs.
done. They are sponsorship partners, and they have done a tremendous job. It's a work of art. All you got to do is go onto the website and try to predict who's won.
Yeah.
So
And there's some funky names. Go and check it out. And you guys do some nice teasers.
we've got the names, so we do things a little bit differently. Most people say, okay, we've got categories like, okay, best SUV, best small car,
Yeah.
best big car, best Ferrari, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ours is the back other way around. What we do is we look at all the cars we've driven. I think we're unique in this. We look at all the cars we've driven. We say which are the ones that we liked. Just straight up, which are the ones we liked. It could be 7 SUVs, it could be 7
Yeah.
sports cars, but we come back and say these are the best cars we liked, and then we design a category for it.
Yeah.
So I can't give anything away because I've all done that once. So we shouldn't do it again. But we're basically going to be.
Audi.
Well, we've driven some great cars, and we think this is what this car embodies, the spirit, and that is the category name.
So-
And they're often a bit fun, they're a bit funny, they're always
Yeah.
something a bit interesting.
So given all you got to do is listen to the show and you'll know exactly the cars they love. Like let's make no bones about it.
Yeah.
Try and figure out which award is going to Mazda.
Yeah.
Because it's like you guys love the
I haven't
Mazda.
said that. We
You haven't
didn't
said
say
that, but no, but questions about cars. Shazad's SMSing through Mazda 2. You're talking the Mazda 2. You don't think they're going to get an award?
It's hard
If
to
they
say.
don't get an award,
It's just so hard.
I'm
to
going to
say.
grab one of those great trophies made by East Coast Customs, and I'm going to come and have a talk with you.
Yeah, and we shall keep it on the table and look at it while we have a talk. But I will say that it's good to be able to do stuff and give trophies to cars that we like. Because too often we've been hatching, doing things the old way.
Yeah.
And I think it's more important to have a little bit of fun and then reward the cars that reached, not the ones that just did okay.
Yeah. Hey, Ali's got a question for you. He totally realizes that you're the brains here, and I'm
You know
just
what? I am the brains and the beauty, so let's just move on.
easy.
It's a
easy.
it's a radio show.
Who's got the better hair?
Okay, you are the beauty.
There we go.
I concede.
Ali says, I have a question for him, to Sean James. You just be quiet. He says, why don't we see that many station wagons, or as they like to be called by many folks, estate wagons?
Different people in the UK, they don't matter.
Yeah, apart from Emirates, which has the estate versions of the Mercs and Audis and Volvos, and they would just make anything into an estate version if they could in its fleet. I'm surprised there are so few on the roads. Any thoughts on that? And on that thought, just to add in, the Volks Sport Wagon. Are we going to see any of those here? They're sweet looking.
They don't sell. They
Mm.
don't sell. They don't sell brand new. They definitely don't sell second-hand. The problem is, listen, I grew up in the back of station wagons. I
Yeah.
grew up in the succession of Cressidas in the 80s. The Toyota
yeah.
Cressida was a legend out here.
Yeah.
And everybody had a wagon.
Well, there's a camper wagon, that thing.
I'm surprised nobody has. But the thing about this place is that the kind of buyer that once bought a Cressida or an estate or a Merc wagon, which honestly are great cars, are now buying crossovers. They're now buying SUVs. They
Yeah.
basically perform the same function. But in a way, it's a bit of a shame because you're paying more in terms of maintenance, fuel economy, all of that for a bit of off-roadability that most people never use.
Yeah.
And what they're paying for is the jacked-up ride height. But actually, an estate car is all you need. One of our favorite cars that won an award last year, actually, from us, was the Audi RS7. And the Audi RS7 only comes as an estate. It's the 600 brake horsepower, twin turbo V8. It only comes as a station wagon, and it is one of the most magnificent cars. I think Shazad and me have both agreed that if you ever won a lot of money, we might just end up buying the same car. It might be an Audi RS7 because it is such a magnificent car. And it's so practical, and it's so ridiculous to think something that you can basically put, an entire IKEA flat pack can do darn near 200 miles per hour in utter
crazy.
comfort with Bose stereo and all the rest.
Yeah. So the question is, so they just
The
don't
answer
sell.
is they don't sell, and they never will, and their time has passed in this region, unfortunately. I think in Saudi Arabia you still can find a few of them, but not so
Yeah.
much here.
Faraz has come through. He actually agrees that I have great hair also.
It is a radio show, isn't it? It's not a podcast
Is
already.
the
are we?
camera on here somewhere?
Hope not. Hope not. It's a bit worrying, isn't
It's
it?
a bit worrying. It is very worrying.
No
but-
wonder Shazad's been texting us so much tonight.
yeah, boy, oh boy.
We'll be Skyping next.
Sean, as always, great to have you here on the program. Great
Great
to have
to be here.
Great to have so many folks joining us, SMS wise, and crazy callers. So it's always nice to have people joining us. And of course, we have Elaine manning everything back in the other room. So it's a fine oiled machine, this show.
You know what? Esther might have to watch out.
Check these guys out on Facebook, Motoring Middle East. Go find them on all social media. If you want to follow them on Twitter, it's Motoring ME_ is how you can find them. And they'll be back here, same place, same time next week. We'll be talking cars. So make a date, from 9 to 10 on Mondays, It's all about car talk.